The top stories. Diplomats say the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam GERD helps improve quality of life across the region. And African leaders called for urgent reform of the UN Security Council. Hello and welcome to EBC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism. With the news, I'm Shifara Olago, and thank you for watching us. Now, Ethiopia and Kenya have signed a new defense cooperation agreement, reinforcing their all-weather partnership and deepening security collaboration between the two East African countries. This historic accord came into being 6 decades after the first such pact was concluded in 1963, the year Kenya gained independence. It was disclosed. The agreement was signed on Wednesday at the National Defense Headquarters in Addis Ababa, following a bilateral meeting between Field Marshal Birhanu Jula, Chief of General Staff of the Ethiopian National Defense Forces, and General Charles Muriu Kahariri, Kenya's Chief of Defense. Ethiopia and Kenya enjoy a long-standing fraternal relationship, from diplomatic to political relations, people-to-people ties, and economic cooperation. It was disclosed. This military pact between the two brotherly nations is anticipated to provide a strategic framework and set the stage for future cooperation in intelligence sharing, joint military exercises, training, defense industry development, counterterrorism, among others.
We are in Adigrat, a town 220 kilometers from the capital Mekelle, to observe the festivity that is celebrated with great enthusiasm and excitement. Adigrat, the administrative capital of the eastern zone of Tigray, hosts this Meskel celebration at a regional level.
መስቀል 2016 ካብቲ ዝሓለፈ ናይ ጸልማት 2 ዓመታት ብዝሕሸ ድባብ ዝበዓለሎ እዩ ጽቡቕ ኣፋፍነት ዘለዎ
This year's Mescal is being celebrated with a better vibe than the previous dark years.
These Tigrayan traditions we are trying to uphold are our ancestors. We are proud of them.
Mescal in Adigrat is not just a religious holiday, but also a time for community bonding and unity.
Welcome back. Now, diplomats say the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam GERD would help to improve quality of life across the region. Diplomats residing in Addis Ababa said Ethiopia's GERD, one of the largest dams in the world, is a significant achievement that improves quality of life across the region. Bangladeshi Defense Attaché Brigadier General Sheriful Islam said the Eastern African region has long struggled with issues of electricity access. Here is what he said.
The dam was made by the contribution from the people of Ethiopia, from all walks of life, from all regions, from all faith, from all religious belief, from all political party, they contributed to make the dam. So it's a matter of confidence. It's a matter of national pride that yes, we can do it. When we are together, we can make great things. So the confidence and the pride that is being achieved by the people of Ethiopia through one single dam is enormous. So this is the first implication, that you have your own confidence and faith that we can do it. Number two is that, you know, the Eastern African area had like a lack of electricity. Every household did not have the electricity. But after this Renaissance Dam, when it produces such big amount of electricity, something around 5,200 megawatt, so this electricity can be used to every household. It can be used for industrial development. It can be used for development of not only the Ethiopia, but also the neighboring countries. By importing those electricity from the Ethiopia can be also benefited.
Meanwhile, Nigeria's Deputy Ambassador for Sport said the GERD aligns with shared aspirations of enhanced energy output, benefiting both Ethiopia and the region at large. It is what he said.
Promote your energy. It's going to enhance your energy in the region. We're happy. We congratulate you. Nigeria shares your dreams and your aspirations in the Renaissance Dam, and we believe that it's going to contribute to the energy output in the whole of the region, not just in Ethiopia and in the greater Nile. So we look forward to an enhanced electricity supply, better infrastructure, and a good promotion of shared commonalities within the African communities.
Burundi Ambassador Willy Nyamitwe has commended the Ethiopian people for their remarkable accomplishments with the GERD, noting that it was realized through the collective contributions of Ethiopians.
I commend Ethiopians for this big achievement. You know, you did it yourself. You did it from your pocket. So all Ethiopians have contributed, you know, morally, financially, and others using their hands to go and work. So this is a big achievement, and we commend Ethiopia for this achievement. It means that you are leading by example. You are showing that big achievements or big goals can be achieved when there is a will.
አሁን የምንገኝበት ቦታ ከአዲስ አበባ 191 ኪሎ ሜትር አካባቢ ይርቃል። ከተማው በጉራጌ ዞን አንዱ የሆነው ወረዳ የዣ ወረዳ ዋና ከተማ አገና ከተማ ይባላል።
ኢቲኮ ተቀራቃርህ ትጋፋ ቃርህ ሃንጨ የኢትዮጵያ ፈርቅራ
As we are here to celebrate Meskel holiday in the Gurage zone, I didn't expect to see this is where the Gurage people live, in such a fertile, semi-mountainous region in the central Ethiopia, which is about 125 kilometers southwest of the capital Addis Ababa. This holiday is a yearly religious holiday in the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, which commemorates the discovery of the true cross in the 4th century. And for the Gurage people, we should all know that this festival is the most important annual event that lasts for more than a week.
ድምጻዊ ደሳሌ መርሻ ባላለው እንኳን ለመስቀል በዓል ለመላው የክርስትና እምነት ተከታዮች እንኳን አደረሳችሁ ማለት ፈልጋለሁ። መልካም በዓል።
አልሚዬ ሌላሁ ሌላ ላሌ ሌውዮ ሸግዬ ሌላሁ ሌላ ላሌ ሌውዮ አልሚዬ ሌላሁ ሌላ ላሌ ሌውዮ ምርባነ የያሄ ከቻ ተኻርሽኒዮ በረም በረረ ደረን ደረር።
እንግዲህ እኔ ድምጻዊ ረሻት ከድር እባላለሁ። በጉራጌኛ ዘፈኖቼ ነው የምታወቀው። እንኳን ለመስቀል በዓል ለመላው ለክርስትና ሃይማኖት ተከታይ በሙሉ እንኳን አደረሳችሁ ማለት ፈልጋለሁ።
And finally, as the 80th UN General Assembly continues, African leaders are calling for bold reforms to secure a permanent seat for the continent at the UN Security Council. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa and Kenyan President William Ruto said that excluding Africa is unfair. It undermines UN's credibility and ignores the fact that the continent bears the heaviest cost of instability. Shagar Matao presents the story as follows.
The 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly opened on Tuesday, September 23, where leaders from around the world did gather at the United Nations in New York to debate and pass resolutions on the biggest issues facing the planet. At the opening session of the 2025 United Nations General Assembly, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa indicated that the United Nations, established to save succeeding generations of humanity 8 years back, is now under threat. Thus, he called for a stronger, more accountable and more representative United Nations.
As we celebrate 80 years of the United Nations, we must seize the opportunity to build a better United Nations for the next 80 years. What is needed now is a stronger and more capable United Nations. A United Nations that is based on the renewed commitment to its founding principles. We must invigorate the negotiations on the Security Council reform at the intergovernmental negotiations in the General Assembly, including by initiating text-based negotiations. The Security Council must be accountable. It must also be representative. It must be democratic and effective in executing its mandate.
Kenyan President William Ruto, for his part, addressed the United Nations General Assembly, saying excluding Africa from Permanent Security Council membership is unfair and undermines the United Nations credibility, noting the continent bears the heaviest cost of instability.
Africa is no longer willing to wait on the margins of global governance, while decisions about peace, security and development are made without our understanding, without our perspectives, and without our voice. Africa's exclusion is not only unacceptable, unfair, and grossly unjust, it also undermines the very credibility of the United Nations, this organization. Africa dominates most of the Security Council agenda, provides some of the largest contingents of UN peacekeeping forces, and bears the heaviest costs of instability. Yet we remain the only continent without a permanent seat at the main table where decisions about our destiny are made. Africa deserves, ladies and gentlemen, at the very least, 2 permanent seats with full rights, including the right to veto, and 2 additional non-permanent seats on the United Nations Security Council.
On the economic front, South African President stated that many African nations remain trapped by debt, spending more on servicing loans than on health or education. He called for fairer global lending rules, reform of multilateral development banks, and a reinvigorated World Trade Organization to strengthen the link between trade and development.
Yet through global solidarity, by having fairer lending rules, especially for several of the Global South countries, we can achieve our shared commitment. Through the G20 process, we are working towards building consensus on how this problem can be tackled, including the reform of international financial institutions, particularly multilateral development banks, to better tackle global challenges that many countries face. The multilateral trading system needs to be reformed as we reconfirm that the World Trade Organization remains the only multilateral body that is capable of managing differences and coordinating positions in global trade.
On the ongoing 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, multiple leaders are calling for the reform of the United Nations Security Council.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching EBC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism. Now a quick recap of the top stories. Diplomats say the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam helps improve quality of life across the region. And African leaders call for urgent reform of the UN Security Council. Well, the viewers, that's all the news there is for now. Many thanks for watching us. Bye-bye.